All right, I do believe I have. Yes, I have figured out how to make the buttons work. That's always a good thing. Let's see here. Let's see here. We got this, and that, and the other thing. All right, I believe. I believe I am ready to go here. There you go. Just making no. Yes, I want to make that go away, and then I want to. Oh goodness. All right. There I was thinking, yeah, I'm all set here. I'm ready to go. All right, show. All right, here we go. All right, that's it. All right. Yes. Yes, I have figured it all out. I have figured it all out, everyone. Let's see here. As you can tell by the thumbnail, tonight's chat will be all things, well, maybe not all things Tron related, but a great many things about the Tron franchise. I mean, this all came to be from the trailer for Tron 3 Ares that dropped, what was it, a week or two ago? It was a pretty interesting trailer. It was quite surprising. Now, of course, you want to talk about one of the cultural phenomenons that came out of that magical, wonderful decade that was the 80s. One of those was Tron, this odd little movie that came out of nowhere and 19 when was it 82 1982. Let me pull up the stats here. Here, yes, this tab. I'll go ahead and share this tab. Pulling up the IMDb here for Tron 1982. Of course, we all know the storyline. A computer hacker is abducted into a digital world and forced to participate in gladiatorial games where his only chance of escape is with the help of a heroic security program. Of course, there's a lot more to it than that. It was a visually amazing film. I mean, nothing quite like it since, and certainly nothing like it before. Let me scroll down here. Let's see. Directed by Steven Lesberger. Writers Steven Lesberger and Bonnie McBird. Starring Jeff Bridges, Bruce Boxleitner, and David Warner. A pretty good cast, actually, all the way across the board. Let me see here. Does it have. I'll pull up set photos. Yep. There we go. Here, early set photos. That wonderful grainy look that you can only get with film. These are some. Now, who are these young people? My goodness, all the way back in 1982. Set photos of the cast. All the good stuff that you can find on IMDb. Oh, and of course, it started the little trailer here, which I'm going to have to pause because I don't know if the YouTubes is going to freak out or not about it. Now, of course, it took a while to get a decent sequel to Tron off the ground. It wasn't until 2010 when we were when we had this wonderful spectacle called Tron Legacy. Of course, plenty of time between the first one and the second one, so it had a lot of ground to cover up. Of course, a quick synopsis here for the plot line is the son of a computer programmer goes looking for his father and ends up inside the digital world that his father designed. He meets his father's corrupted creation and a unique ally who is who was born inside the digital world. Directed by Joseph Kosinski, writers Edward Kitsis, Adam Horowitz, and Brian Klugman. Of course, starring Jeff Bridges, Garrett Hedlund, and Olivia Wilde. Now, I've seen this movie all of 2, maybe 3 times. Most recently, I finished watching it last night. It had been some time since I checked it out in the theaters, and honestly, I wasn't too impressed by it. It was okay. I mean, I really didn't know what to expect with a sequel to Tron. It was one of those really unique movies. It was a hard act to follow, and I think upon reflection, and after having recently rewatched Tron Legacy, it held up surprisingly well after so much time. I mean, here it was 15, it's 15 years between Tron Legacy and Tron Ares, which will be coming out in, I believe it's October of this year. Let's see. Of course, we've had a number of projects between Tron Legacy and Tron Ares. Most notably, and one of my favorites, is Tron Uprising, a unfortunately short-lived animated series in the Tron universe. As a little synopsis down here goes, and the computer world of the grid, a young program joins Tron's fight against their world's tyranny. Created by Adam Horowitz, Edward Kitsis, and Steven Lesberger. So Steven Lesberger, the writer-director from the first Tron, came back for Tron Uprising. That was really nice to see. Starring Elijah Wood, Trisha Helfer, Charlie Bean, and so many others. Let's see, I'm scrolling down here. Oh, here we go. This cast was really good. I mean, we had Elijah Wood as the main character, Trisha Helfer, Charlie Bean, Elizabeth Ho, Sam Riegel, Bruce Boxleitner coming back for Tron, Paul Rubens as Pavel, Lance Henriksen. Now, there's somebody I would not have expected in an animated series, let alone Tron. And this voice cast was just excellent. All right, come down here, check out the remaining cast here. Excellent stuff all the way around. Now, I loved every bit of Tron Uprising. I wished there was more to it. And again, it wants to autoplay the little trailer here. I'll just put a pause on that. Of course, all this is leading up to Tron Ares. I'll switch over to this tab right here. No going back. A highly sophisticated program, Ares, is sent from the digital world into the real world on a dangerous mission. Directed by Joachim Roning, written by Jesse Wigatow, Jack Thorne, and Steven Lesberger. So once again, Steven Lesberger is coming back for Tron Ares, and that is really good to see. I like seeing the original creator of the franchise come back and stay involved. And what else do I have here? I have a selection of movie posters. We can kind of check out, see how they evolve from where it all started. A world inside the computer where man has never been, never before now. Tron. And then we get Tron Legacy, kind of mirroring that look. And then finally, a movie poster for Tron Ares, No Going Back. Only in theaters October 10th. Filmed in IMAX. Uh, the trailer for this looked amazing. I'm going to pull that up in a little bit and go over that because that really looks fun. But before I get to all that, I'm going to hop over and share some articles I've come across on Tron Ares. This first one right out the gate is, who is this? Games Radar. GamesRadar.com. This is from March 28th of this year. Tron 3 is coming out in 2025. Here's everything you need to know about the upcoming Disney movie. A light cycle's at the ready as it starts, because Tron Ares is taking us back to the virtual universe. Jeff Bridges is returning once again for the third movie in the sci-fi franchise, and what promises to be the most gripping installment yet. I really hope so. I really hope so, because Tron Legacy, at first I didn't get into it that much, but after watching it last night, yeah, I could appreciate it more now than when I did the first time I watched it way back when. Let's see. As the little article here continues, this time things are getting a little bit more complex. A rogue AI spurs a battle between humanity and machines, with Jared Leto portraying the antagonist. Back in 1982, the original film brought video games to life in an unprecedented way. And the threequel is positioned to be the most ambitious and action-packed installment yet, not to mention the most thematically relevant. I don't know about this. We only have to wait and see for this bit right here. I don't know. Nobody can really say about that one way or the other. Let's see. How the movie connects to the first, or Tron Legacy, to form a trilogy beyond Bridges remains a mystery. It certainly sets a benchmark for drawn-out trilogies at the very least. All we know is that we can't wait to see Disc Wars on the big screen again. Yes, very true. I'm going to skip down here. We got a little shot of the of studio chair here that looks interesting. Come down here. Plot. While the plot details for Tron Ares are currently pretty light, we do know that the film will follow the story of a highly intelligent AI named Ares, who manages to enter the human world after being sent on a mysterious and dangerous mission. That's pretty good setup. I mean, that really makes you wonder where they're going to take it. Just what are they going to do with it? How are they going to enter the real world? I mean, it was kind of interesting to think about. The first movie was a human essentially being teleported or transported into a digital domain or digital system by way of being digitized through a laser. You didn't really think that something from the digital domain could make that crossover into the flesh and blood world that we know and inhabit. And then Tron Legacy comes along. You have Clue wanting to do just that, make an army and go across the barrier or whatnot into the real world. And the way they set it up in Tron Legacy, which I kind of forgot 15 years ago, was some programming or something that Clue needed in Flynn's identity disk. It all came down to Flynn, the coding he had in the identity disk, something he needed to cross over into the real world. And I thought that was an interesting take, kind of set up Flynn versus Clue, raised the stakes, put the possibility out there that Clue could uh, teleport, transport, materialize inside the real world. Of course, that is what we're getting right now with Tron Ares, apparently having done just that. Let's see. And of course, it says right here in Tron Legacy, we see Flynn's son, Sam, enter the grid in order to stop the evil program Clue from invading our reality. Tron Legacy also saw the algorithm that helped Sam on his mission, Cora, break the boundaries between machine and reality for the first time. Oh, yes, that's true. That is a good point right there. You have a ISO, what Flynn calls a isomorphic life form that apparently just spontaneously uh, appeared in the digital realm, not programmed, not created. It just poof entered into existence somehow. It's like, okay, that's crazy. Of course, Cora is not your normal program, not your normal construct. She is able to cross over using Flynn's identity disk and the coding in it apparently to cross over with Sam into the real world, which is kind of interesting. Apparently, they're going to get into that. And this one, we'll get a nice little screenshot of that. Let's see. The Tron Ares trailer recently shown during Disney's D23 Brazil event and got us super excited about the upcoming flick. However, unfortunately, the general public doesn't have access to the teaser just yet. Let's see. Tron Ares is a spectacle, lots of neon, bright colors. Tron Ares cast. Jeff Bridges apparently returning as Kevin Flynn, which is kind of odd because we were led to believe that his character met his demise against Clue and Legacy. But that was kind of interesting right there. Now, where they're going to take off with that or how they're going to bring him back, well, we'll just have to wait and see. Let's see. We've got a nice cast breakdown here. Jared Leto as Ares, Evan Peters as Julian Dillinger. That'll be interesting to see. The son of the older Dillinger from the first movie. Jeff Bridges is Kevin Flynn, of course. And at this point, we are not seeing the actors for Sam Flynn and Cora come back. So we don't know at this point if Sam Flynn and Cora are going to be involved in the threequel. But we've got plenty of time between now and October for another trailer or anything to come out. Plenty of room for pleasant surprises. Let's see. I'll hop over to this trailer right here, or this one here. This is Gizmodo.com, April the 5th, 2025. Tron Ares' first trailer brings us to a whole new grid. I'll make this bigify here, enlarge this. It's a day fans of the grid, as the article starts. It's a day fans of the grid have been waiting for years, actually 15 years since Tron Legacy. The first trailer for Tron Ares is here, a film that has been in the works for over 15 years. It's even before the release of 2010's Tron Legacy, a cult classic in the making, that set up the sequel, which never happened. It does not appear to be this. Okay, so apparently there was another sequel that was being bandied about, apparently, that they did not get to. So that failed sequel has been replaced by Tron Ares. Oh, and here's the trailer right here. I'll get to that pretty soon. I'm going to open that up in a separate tab and hope my computer doesn't flake out on me. Well, the film was out in October. This is a fairly early look. We're not surprised. The trailer doesn't give away too much, but you can certainly tell that the director, Hakeem Ronin, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales, Magnificent, Mistress of Evil, is aiming to bring fans of the franchise not just something new, but something they've been dreaming about for decades, a full-on invasion of the grid into the real world. And the way the trailer plays this out is going to be fun. I mean, I didn't know how it was going to translate, but yeah, I think just the initial impression of the trailer, I really can't wait for this. This is going to be fun. Let's see. I'm going to hop around here. We got a Variety article here, variety.com, also from the 5th of this year. A shot of Jared Leto. Tron is back. More than 40 years after the original sci-fi movie hit the theaters, Tron has released the first trailer for Tron Ares, the third film in the Tron franchise after the 1982 original and the 2010 sequel. Now, I was breezing through these articles a little bit before I started live streaming, and there was one thing they all kind of point to is that we're getting some new characters here and there. We're getting some new visuals. Let me pause that. I did not want that to happen. We're getting some new visuals and whatnot from the franchise, but the one thing we're not getting is the title character of Tron. I mean, Tron was largely absent. Oh, he was there in Tron Legacy, but we don't know what happened to the character in Tron Legacy. Now, will Tron, the character, make an appearance in Tron Ares? That's don't know. Nobody really knows at this point. So I'm going to hop over here and we're going to breeze through. I'm going to mute it. I don't need to play the audio or anything because we have the music beats that the YouTubes will probably say, no, 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 that's copyrighted or whatnot. So I'm just going to play a little bit of a time. We get a nice opening shot, aerial view of a lot of city streets, buildings, very reminiscent of the grid, the digital domain. And we get something speeding through the city streets, a familiar red glow here. We get a motorcycle jet wall. Oh, here we go. I'm going to do this. I'm going to. Oh yeah, so city streets here. This is actually pretty nice. I kind of appreciate the attention to detail they're making here. Let me see if I can change the playback speed here. So yeah, this looks neat. Somehow they cracked the code, figured out how to go from the computer generated world of the digital domain, the grid, to our world. I'm sure they'll explain how that happened in the movie. There's the first few visuals of the movie here. The close up of the bike passing a police car. Bike coming in front of the police car. And then it flicks a switch, activates the jet wall. And this is a really nice effect. I like this bit right here. You want to know how the objects or entities and whatnot from the grid can interact with the real world? We're about to see it right here. I mean, this is a nice scene as we see a jet wall pretty much slice through the car, the cop's reaction to it. That is a nice scene right there. That was impressive. I actually had to watch this trailer a number of times back and forth just to catch all this because there are some interesting bits all through this trailer. I'm going to skip ahead here. We get the police car still going, but grinding to a halt. Then, of course, the bike speed on. That is a nice shot right there. Then we get more bikes zooming around traffic. We see a close-up of somebody on one of the bikes. Don't know who this is. This could be the title character, Tron, Ares. And whatever he is zooming around the real world trying to find. He's on some kind of mission. Get another shot of the bikes zooming off along the countryside. It's daybreak, and the bikes still have that luminescent red glow to them, which is a really nice touch. We see daybreak and then the two little dots of the bikes streaking along the roadway there. And this October, we get a shot of a city street, emergency vehicles, police car, ambulances, fire engines, and then one bystander who is looking up in shock at another incredible scene here. Camera comes back around and we see something just really incredible coming across into view, and it is we get more crowd reactions here. We get people in buildings looking out, reacting. Let me see, where was the full-on reveal of whatever is freaking everyone out is right here. I mean, this is impressive. How do you go from one world to the other? I mean, I'm sure they'll explain it as they move along, let alone actually see a recognizer flying around skyscrapers and whatnot. And it says worlds. We get the digital domain. It really looks like a scene from Tron Legacy because I look at this and I'm reminded of a similar scene in Tron Legacy where Clue was building up his army en masse, pretty much having them in, well, containers, about ready to ship them to the real world somehow. This is what we're seeing here. Looks like the digital domain, the grid again. Worlds will, and of course it says worlds will collide, but of course we go along here. We'll get some other great scenes from this trailer. Don't know what's going on here, but we're really definitely playing up to something big here. I mean, this is going to be an interesting movie. Another scene here. We get whoever this character is reacting to stuff. Go and skip forward a bit. Back to the real world with the police and whatnot. We get something crashing into cars. We get the word worlds will collide. It looks like somebody's having a bad day here. All right. This was really impressive. We get some fighter jets coming along now. They're shooting some missiles off, and the missiles are going right for a recognizer. Then we see some streaks of red shoot up, and bam, block the missiles. So that was really impressive. Not only does that say that, oh, maybe the recognizers aren't so menacing after all. They can be shot down. They can be destroyed. They need aerial support by these jets with flying along with their jet walls, blocking the missiles, kind of providing shielding. Get another shot here of the jet walls from the craft coming along. We get, looks like somebody having a bad day. Every little bit of this was impressive. I know this is somebody, it looks like they are being digitized or reconstructed. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what's going on with this right here, but this looks amazing. Then we get Jared Leto's Ares looking up. He looks very much like flesh and blood at this point. So this is probably him in the real world as he's whatever it is that he is doing. And we get another shot of somebody looking up. Some explosions. Some. Now this is a great blending of both worlds, both realms. I mean, this is amazing. This is a city street, skyscrapers, and then above it you have all sorts of stuff going on. This is impressive. I'm actually quite excited to see this. This is a very impressive display here. I'm gonna get Tron, Ares. Oh, and original music by 9 Inch Nails. I was surprised by this. I didn't even think about who was doing the soundtrack. I mean, come to think of it, you don't have the people around anymore doing the soundtrack for, like they did for Tron Legacy. So you had to come up with somebody who could carry the franchise as far as soundtracks go, and I think they did a pretty good job with Nine Inch Nails. I'm not a terribly big Nine Inch Nails fan myself, but that seems to fit. Yeah, that was pretty good. So I'm going to skip around. That's just an amazing shot right there. I'm going to make that go bigger. There we go. Now, if you're a fan of the Tron franchise, you're probably looking forward to this. I know I am. There's not much on the movie going landscape that I'm looking forward to, but yeah, I could get into a theater just to see Tron. And if it's really good, I'd probably even think about plopping down the big bucks for the IMAX. That's going to be really interesting. I mean, there is not much out there now that could get me into a theater. Maybe Superman, maybe, I don't know, Fantastic Four. If I set aside all my prejudices and notions about Fantastic Four and the casting for it, I would probably go check that out in a theater just to check out the retro futuristic aesthetic for the movie. But anyway, Tron Ares, that looks fun. Still a long ways off, and we're probably going to get at least one more trailer and more news coming out for Tron Ares. So, yeah, lots to look forward to. Lots and lots to look forward to. Quite exciting. I'm hoping the hype builds. I'm hoping they do a good job with this. Good to see some cast members and some of the creative staff from the first Tron movie come back. Let's see here. Where am I going to now? All right, I've been rambling on here for not quite 40 minutes, but I knew this was going to be a pretty short subject for tonight. I'm going to end it here. I want to thank you all for joining me, whether live, lurking, or you catch me on a replay. Thank you so much for checking this out and listening to me ramble on about Tron and whatnot. Until next time, everyone, thank you all for joining me. Please hit that like and or subscribe. Until next time, everyone, enjoy a good something you enjoy, a good book, a good TV show, a good movie. And I will leave you all with that. Thank you all so much.